This disproves my point. Hi, I'm Jack Cairncross. Have you recently started capturing field recordings? Do you want to work them into your music or use them as sound effects for your videos? Then you've come to the right place. Today I'll be talking about my years of experience with field recording, mostly trial and error, and mistakes I've made so that you could learn from them. I started taking field recordings on this old budget smartphone back in 2016. That was my main method for at least a year and a half. The quality was pretty low, which the same could be said about the music I was recording at the time. I would take the sounds of trains, constructions, the wind, birds, machinery, and more. When I was home, I would sometimes run a microphone outdoors connected to my audio interface and computer. I obtained a real field recorder in 2018, the standard Zoom H4n. It did up my sound quality, but there were some caveats. Some of my recordings clipped due to wind noise. Reading a guide to field recordings beforehand would have led me to what's called a dead cat that cuts down that noise. I bought that with this accessory pack just a few months ago. Another mistake I made was capturing environmental sounds for too long. I've often left my field recorder alone outside, got in the house, and came back to stop it 30 minutes to an hour later. With how often I've done this, I will never hear a significant portion of my field recordings in full. I'd recommend keeping these kind of field recordings to 5 to 10 minutes if they'll just be worked into music or use of sound effects. There are exceptions where you would want to keep rolling, like a full album of field recordings. I've done one of these, although with microphones, my audio interface, and my computer instead of the H4n. Some field recordings I thought would be great turned out to be unusable once I listened to them on my computer. The worst were from this broken old mini tape recorder that I bought for $1 then fixed. Bad quality from the H4n could be solved by monitoring with good headphones out in the field. I do have studio headphones that I could bring with me. A lot of the time I favor immediacy in capturing field recordings over setting up for the best sound. There are professional sound artists who pay much more attention to their field recordings than I do. I also still whip out my phone to record sounds I find interesting when I don't have my field recorder with me. I love my H4n as a tool, but it does eat up AA batteries quickly. The amount that I went through at first felt wasteful, so I switched to rechargeable batteries to resolve that. Environmental sounds aren't all I've used my field recorder for. I've also used it to record bands playing live, my piano playing, audiobook narration that's with a microphone plugged in, and my voice for some of my YouTube videos. It's a versatile gadget. If the recordings in your phone are piling up and you can afford $100 to $200 on a dedicated field recorder, I think you'll be happy with it. You can spend a lot more on gear. You could take field recordings just for your own enjoyment, or you could take it more seriously. I'd put myself more in the former camp. One attitude I've seen is that people walking and talking past the person taking a field recording ruins it, and I disagree. When you're recording out in the world, you're recording everything in the world in front of you, not just what you want. Since this is all digital, you could easily cut around the supposed obstruction if it doesn't fit. Personally, I like to leave some mistakes in. I'm no perfectionist, which you can probably tell from some of my videos. I hope what I've shared here is relevant to your interest in field recordings, or saves you some of the frustration I've had. Taking field recordings can lead to more awareness of your environment and slow down time in a calming way. It rekindled my interest in bird watching from listening to them intently first. Field recordings are a unique hobby that can become bigger than that. What's unremarkable to most people is meaningful to me, and maybe it is for you too. I'm Jack Cairncross. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.